Hello, Buddhas! Today we are going to talk about giving up. Now, before we get into anything, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down below what's up, how's it going, where you at, all the things, so that we can get these videos to as many people as possible so that we can level up that collective. Now, why do I say give up? Well, I'm not saying to give up on life, and I'm not saying to give up on any one thing in particular, other than give up on trying to justify what the hell you're up to, and give up on arguing with anyone. That's it. Video's pretty much over. I'm going to elaborate now a little bit, though. Why do I think that this is important? Well, over the last few months of my life, I have been struggling with some personal aspects about how I feel about what I'm doing versus how others feel about what I'm doing. And I was stuck in this perpetual cycle of trying to justify what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and not really getting the results and the feedback that I was expecting. I am not entirely sure even how most people in my life right now feel about what I'm doing, and it's very strange, honestly. What I've realized, though, is that they are on their journey, and I'm on my journey, as we all should be. This is not about everyone being on the same journey all the time and just doing the same crap, because, well, then why do we need multiple YouTube channels? You could just have one, right? There would be nothing to actually be entertaining. So the reason that I say give up on arguing with people is there is absolutely no need in your life, in any way whatsoever, bar none, necessary to justify what the hell you are doing. Now, I'm presuming, and I go with the expectation that everything that all of you lovely people do is with love and compassion and for your own betterment and the betterment of the universe. So with that as a baseline, everything that I personally do, I'm doing from that point. And when I get feedback from other people, it can be extremely beneficial. Hey, don't touch your nose in your videos constantly. It's probably one of the most incredible comments I've ever had, and it has been something that's stuck in my head so that I'm not constantly touching my nose while I'm making videos, because that is silly and it bothers the hell out of me when I'm watching it, so I can only imagine how my audience would feel. It's actually a great habit that I've pretty much curbed right now. Please, call me up. Anytime it happens, hit that dislike button. But all the other comments have not necessarily been productive. They have been comments that have come from people who I love, and comments from people who love me, but they're not really things that have resonated. And the reason that I'm using my YouTube career as an example is because it's somewhat personal but somewhat public, so it's a good middle ground there. And I feel now that I'm at a point where I know what I'm doing and I want to continue to do it, and I want to bring my truth to the world, and if I'm constantly having to even justify what I believe and how I feel about it to the people in my immediate environment, how can I express that to complete strangers who I don't know on the internet? And I've come to the conclusion that constantly justifying myself was actually causing me hardship. It was causing me to doubt myself. It was causing me this kind of like, not necessarily negative vibes, but as Abraham puts it, kind of a uneasy, unbalanced, like I'm on the edge. I'm like, well, do I feel bad about this or do I feel good about this kind of situation? Which could be represented as being fairly neutral, but for me, I like to think of myself as being extremely positive and pro-understanding and truth and love and moving forward with the world and not having to justify to my outer reality what I'm up to. Because, yes, the outer reality is a reflection of my internal thought process. But if you're constantly arguing with your outer reality, then you're not actually in tune with the message that you're trying to push out. And the way that I've come about this and trying to understand this is I have completely given up on the idea of trying to justify what I'm doing or arguing with people about what I'm doing or what I have to say. It's not my job to make you believe something. I think that's a fundamental tenet of this entire channel and this message that I have. It's not my position to make you believe it. It's my position to share what I believe and to hope that you can add to the conversation through commenting and through a discussion, but you have your path. I'm just a part of that path, hopefully, and then I intend to help on that path, but I don't intend to control you or make you do it in any specific way. And what I'm realizing is that not everybody has that exact same outer intention. They may feel it internally, but their outer expression doesn't always come across that way. And I am now giving up on justifying myself. And the easiest way to do that is any single time in my life that I have an instance where someone disagrees with a decision that I have made, I just don't qualify it. I do not have the necessity in my world to justify why I'm doing something. I can be asked a question, I will give my answer, someone will say, well, why? And I will just say nothing, because I've already presented my answer. My answer may change. Nothing is set in stone. But this constant argument that has been going on in my world, and I'm taking full ownership of, I've come to the conclusion that it needs to stop. And without going into an overshare, that constant argument has been something that has put a lot of strain on my beingness. And yes, beingness, I made it a word because it sounds kind of funny. And now that I am relieving myself of the responsibility of justifying myself, I feel elated. I feel lighter. I feel happy. I feel healthy. I feel fantastic knowing that the people in my world who I love and who I respect are on their journey. And you are on your journey. And it's our own responsibilities to work with ourselves about what we're doing, not with others. And that does not mean that you have to be combative and not get along with anyone and never collaborate with anyone and never allow anyone else's opinion into your world. No, opinions are fantastic, but hold it there. Your opinion is your opinion. Thank you for your opinion. I will now proceed doing what I want. And if that means that I'm not doing what you want, then that's a you problem, not a me problem. So, Buddhas, let me know down below if you have had any instances in your life existence where you've just finally gotten to the point of completely and utterly giving up on trying to justify what you're doing because you know what you're doing is right. And there's absolutely no point wasting anyone's time or energy or your own personal feels on trying to justify it to them, because if they disagree, they're going to continue to disagree. Anyways, Buddhas, remember, the absolute most important thing that you can do at all times, other than not arguing with people, is to love yourself.